Thank you, everybody, so much for coming out this morning. Did you see the rainbow this morning? Best brunch ever, really. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Dennis, and thank you, Children's Board. Let's give it up for the Children's Board. My inspiration. Whenever I'm getting bogged down on that computer and the kids come in and the youth come in, it just lifts my spirits so much, and I hope they lift your spirits the way you all lift mine. I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I do want to tell the story of Mosaic, and it happens to start from when I was 10 years old. When I was 10 years old, I was one of the proud founding members of the first magnet school in Los Angeles, a school that was created to bring children of diverse backgrounds all together. And I was a very, very proud member. I felt like I was part of a movement. And then when I was 15, which is the same age as our newest youth leaders, I went to a week-long summer camp that brought teenagers from all different backgrounds to address discrimination, prejudice and discrimination and violence. And here I was, 15, and I had been going to an intentionally diverse school for a long time, and I had never actually talked about these issues before until that camp, except in my home and at Hebrew school and in my Jewish community. Never had talked about it in a diverse setting. It blew my mind. It was incredibly powerful. And I also saw a lot of fear, defensiveness, and already deeply entrenched prejudice at that time, which made me think, 15, high school, is a little too late to start doing this work. And I became committed at that point that when I got older, I was going to do this work with younger children, and I was going to do it in a loving and imaginative way. It was only later, when I was a student at Stanford, that I learned that the research shows that we start to exhibit prejudice between 2.5 and 8 years old. And some studies are showing even younger. So it really doesn't make sense to wait. And yet, what I learned then is no one was doing this immersive work until adolescence. No one was doing it with younger children. I also had the experience at Stanford. I was invited with a group of Jewish students who had all lost family in the Holocaust like I had. And we were invited by the German government to go to Germany and side by side with German students to meet with ex-Nazis to talk about what had happened. Also a mind-blowing experience. And it was at that point that I really got this idea of the pyramid of violence. I had already known about it. It was in Germany that I got it. This idea that the separation, the segregation, which could be separation from the person right next to you if you don't really know them, or it could be more physical separation, leads to ignorance and fear, which leads to prejudice, discrimination, violence, and can lead ultimately to war and genocide. It has devastating consequences. It was in Germany that I got that, and it seemed to me that this pyramid was at the root of most of the world's problems, and I became more committed to doing something about it. It was also at Stanford that I met my co-founder, Margaret Gogi-Harder, right over there. And after 10 years of planning, we finally founded the Mosaic Project in the year 2000 to dismantle this pyramid of violence, starting with this bottom level here, starting with segregation, starting with just bringing people together. And it always amazes me how much that can do, just bringing people together. However, the research shows that that is not enough. It is not simply enough to bring people together. They must be brought together for prolonged periods of time, must be working on common goals, must talk about the issues head on. You have to talk about prejudice, right? And they have to have role models of diverse backgrounds showing, modeling what it's like to build friendships across differences. And that's the work of the Mosaic Project. We are working to dismantle this pyramid of violence, but not just dismantle it. We are also empowering our students with the skills to transform it into the pyramid of peace. So it follows that if separation is the foundation to violence, that connection is this foundation to peace, right? So we start with just bringing people together. And when people aren't brought together, when people don't know the person sitting right next to them, it can cause huge misunderstandings. And I'm going to explain why in just a moment, but not yet. we're going to count to 3. And when we count to 3, we're going to change the slide. And I want everybody to read that slide out loud all together at the same time, as fast as you can. Here we go. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Monday is the first day of the week. Monday is the first day of the week. Look again. Monday is the first day of the week. Look again. Monday is the first day of week. Can I get a Do you recognize my voice from the Empathy song in the CD? That's me. Thank you very much, my claim to fame. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, children's board. Okay. Okay. So I use this probably 100 times a year. And every time I do it, almost everybody in the room will read, Monday is the first day of the week. And that is not what it says. Why? Because our brains see what we expect to see. Pretty cool function of the human brain. Problem is, we also do it with people. We see what we expect to see rather than what's really there. And the other important part is we don't see what we don't expect to see. And if we don't know people different from us, we do that based on the stereotypes that are all around us in the air we breathe. We don't really know someone, and we make a prejudgment based on the stereotype rather than getting to know the person in front of us. So if we really get to know each other, if we really connect, then we can truly, really understand each other and respect. What does respect mean? Again? They know. So what does spect mean? To look. Look again. Respect means to look again. So if I'm truly respecting you, I'm looking again, and I'm looking again, and I'm looking again, and I'm getting to know the true person beneath my prejudgment. I'm looking past the stereotypes. We're all going to stereotype. We look past it, and we actually really connect. And when we do that, we're ready to recognize that people have different perspectives than us, and they can be valid perspectives. So let me show you this. Everybody look at the ceiling. Point at the ceiling. Visualize a clock on the ceiling. You see it? Point at that clock. Now make your fingers go clockwise. Clockwise. Circle around. Now keep it circling. Keep pointing up. And bring it down under your nose and keep it circling and look down at it. Which way is it going? Clockwise or counterclockwise? What's right, what's wrong? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Depends on your perspective. Depends on how you look at it. Can I get another? Thank you. That's me, claim to fame. Thank you, thank you. Yeah. All right. Thank you, thank you. All right. All right. I see people still trying it. You can try it at home. Just be careful. Don't do it while driving. All right. Now, once you really get this, that people can have different valid perspectives than you, then we can really empathize. Then we can really put ourselves in each other's shoes. And when we do that, it's really hard to treat people badly. When we're really thinking about what it feels like to be the other person, I think it's impossible to be violent towards them. I really think it's impossible. You can only do that when you're dehumanizing somebody, right? So once we've empathized, then we're ready for assertive communication. And by assertive, I mean strong without being mean, not being passive, not being aggressive. People get that confused. Being assertive. Being strong without being mean, respectful of yourself, respectful of the other person. Use your body language, what you say, and how you say it to be calm, cool, collected, confident, and clear. Yes, we have a song for that too. As Dennis said, we have a song for everything. Okay. And then we're ready for assertive conflict resolution. And here's the main principle of assertive conflict resolution. I'm going to need help for this. EJ, come on up. Y'all, this is EJ. I met him when he was a 4th grader at the outdoor school, and he came up to my hip. Might have been my shoulder. It was a long time ago. Might have been here. And then he became a youth leader, and then an intern, and now he's on our youth board of directors. Soon to be staff. Soon to be staff. All right, now. The main principle of assertive conflict resolution is this. It's not EJ and me against each other, but it's the two of us against the problem. So deep, I'm going to do it again. It's not EJ and me against each other. It's the two of us against the problem. Can you imagine if the world could understand that? Thank you very much. Let's give it up for EJ. All right. And then this, of course, leads to peace. But it's not that peace is this ultimate destination, of course. But it's a process. It's an ongoing process. And the idea is that every action we take, every level, is an act of peace. That's the idea. And these pyramids, dismantling the pyramid of violence and building the pyramid of peace, that is the basis for our curriculum of all of our programs. I like to say that our music is a musical summary of what we teach. Our songs are a musical summary. And these pyramids are the visual summary of what we teach, whether we're working with elementary school students, whether we're working with corporate executives, whether we have just an hour workshop, or whether we have a whole week at the outdoor school. That is the basis of our curriculum. We chose to create an outdoor project rather than a summer camp because we wanted to reach a wide range of students, not just the students of families that sought us out. Because we believe that every elementary school student should graduate not just knowing how to read and write and think critically, but also having a friend or friends from different backgrounds, understanding how stereotyping works, and understanding how to solve problems without using violence.